G'day everyone, welcome to another episode of Noelsy's Outdoors. And on today's episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be updating the dash lights on our 90 series Prado. We had one that was missing for our low fuel indicator, and I think I've got one missing for my drive indicator on the dash as well. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be replacing all the bulbs in the back while we have it open. And that way we'll be able to update it to LED because, I mean, you know, may as well. It's a relatively inexpensive mod. It's about $30 delivered if you wanted to do it where I live. So yeah, we'll get started. So what's sort of involved in this task realistically to replace the lights behind this dashboard here is you need to actually unclip the top part of this section here and over on this side as well over here, so that you can get the cover for the ignition off, because there's a screw behind here to get this trimming out. Once this trimming from around here is all out and unmounted, you'll actually be able to unbolt this dash panel here, and the whole dash panel is going to be unplugged and brought out so that we can access the back of it for all of its LEDs. I'll show you where all the bolt holes are for it in a moment, but first what we need to do is we need to show what it looks like without it. So in the daytime, I know a bit rough, but it's really dim. The only ones you can see are sort of just these ones in here, that one in there. Like you can sort of just, if I hit the dimmer switch, you can sort of see like the difference. It's not particularly bright, especially not in the day, you know, so very sort of mid, very, you know, old, like halogen looking. Yeah, so we're gonna upgrade to a nice more modern white LED. So the tools you're going to need for this is just going to be a basic set of screwdrivers. So what I recommend is this smaller one here. There is the dimensions there, if you'd like to know those. That's for that one there. And you're going to need probably this one, I assume, out of it here. That'll be my one there. More than likely that's that there. And then we're going to need maybe, just maybe, this one here. Now I think this is a number 0 in Imperial. And then a number 2, and then a number 2 short, I'm pretty sure. But either way, it's good to have a set of these, so just have these aside next door to you. They won't take all that much. So the first part about getting this done is what you want to do is you want to bring your steering wheel all the way up if yours isn't already. Some people like to have it down, you know, so I like mine up personally when I'm driving, so that's cool. What you're going to do is you're going to grab this part of the belt here. You're just going to poke your finger into that little gap just there, and you're just going to pull until it pops. I know it seems daunting, but just pop that out of there. That'll just pop out. If you want about this tab here, a lot of the time this tab is actually stuffed anyway. But if you want to be careful with it, you can carefully remove the bolts at the bottom here. Like there's one screw just there, and on the opposite side there's another, I think it's a 10mm bolt down here, just there at the bottom, just in there where my finger's sort of pointing now. So same thing on this side. All you want to do is you just want to grab your finger from about here, same deal, and just pull until it pops and releases. If you need to, you can wiggle your fingers around that way and just pop. Or alternatively, if your door's open, you can do it using that as well. So the next part you want to do with this is actually to remove the ignition barrel cover, which is very easy. Just shove your fingers up under it like so, and then just pull. It'll pop off one side, grab the whole thing, pop it off the other, because it's just two clips, that's all it is. Just pulls off and then just pops back on when you're done with it again. So put that aside, and then we're going to grab our screwdriver to undo, to start off with that bolt, just that screw just there. First thing obviously is to remove your actual shroud that goes around the actual whole thing. So there's a screw there, there's a screw just there, and then there's 3, I'm pretty sure 3 just up above in the top section here. So there's one there, one there. I think that's it actually, that's just 2. Okay, cool. So you got, I don't know if you can see it there or not, you got one basically in that corner there and one basically in that corner there. And theoretically, once all of that is done, you should just be able to pop this whole section off. To get better access at the top too, what you should do is just lift, push the whole thing down, and then use this stubby screwdriver to be able to undo that one just there and that one just there. That'll help you get this shroud piece off from around the top. Mine's got a little button plugged into it there, so mine might be a bit more of a hassle, but if yours probably doesn't, so yeah, that'll be that there. All right, let's get those undone and then park that all together. So we've just undone those 4 bolts. What we just need to do is grab it from this corner here and pull. Yep, and then bam, the whole thing should just pop off over there. So what you need to do now is mine's still attached, and usually it's a good time to, like, what you want to do really is you want to be able to remove this altogether. But mine might just be a lay it down flat kind of job. because it's got some other bits that are like, you know, stuck to it, like that switch there and that there. But the idea is to get this whole thing off if you can. I might even have to lift the steering wheel again to get it off. But yeah, we'll canoodle it out and I'll let you know how I went about it. Cool. Okay, so what I did was I actually unclipped the microphone from out of my little ball socket here. I actually popped this whole thing off, but restuck it back on just so it was in the same place. This cable's still attached to that there because there's a little bit of slack in that, so that's good. I ended up flexing it past that and just popping it out so it would all go in one there, making sure that I don't break that switch there. So look out for that when you're flexing it off. Again, it's just about a flex job. It's just flexing it around. It's just plastic, so just go from that. Now, I think you probably could remove this section here and here to get better access to this, but by the look of it, I think you just need to access one screw there, another screw there, a screw down the bottom there, and then another screw on the same side down over there. So I'm gonna get my longest screwdriver now to get all of those out to see if I can get this dash out to get to the back of these for the light switches. Alright, so while making an attempt to remove the dash and unplug these 4 plugs or 3 plugs at the top of the back here, one there, one there, and one there, I found that it's a little bit hard to sort of flex and get it out. So what I did was I just undid that screw just there, and then that screw just there. Now these screws are a bit different, they're a bit shorter, that's why I'm separating all of those screws there, there, and there. Now this, literally just off, you know, done. Bam, put that aside. Now you get easy access to back of these plugs. So what you do now is you just want to unplug all these. So I might put the camera down so I can use 2 hands to do this, but yeah, that plug there, and those 2 plugs there. Then we'll get the whole dash out and be able to swap all of our bulbs over. Alright everybody, so I came to a bit of a snag here, and what I realised was when I flipped this over, bam, cool. Now, problem I have is I can sort of tell which is sort of which. Like I got my high beam one there, my indicator one's there, and I got all my different gears here for my automatic. Then I've got all these here and all these here and all them there. I assume these big ones here are for the illumination, and they'll be pretty easy to replace because they're T10, and that appears to be something there as well. Now the problem I have is which one's the fuel one? Also, since this car was LPG, have they removed the fuel one? And what I did was I wasn't sure. So what I did was I grabbed myself my torch. Now this is going to blind just for a sec, but watch this. So you turn on that light there off of that. If I just grab this dash here, all I need to do is just shine the light from there to see which one was which. And boom, there you go. I found that there is in fact one in there. It's the furthest one on that side. So that would mean that this one is the fuel one. And it hasn't been removed at all. It's just blown or something. I assume it's blown maybe. I can't really tell, but it's just never worked. So I don't know what the go with that is. But yeah, we'll replace all of those ones there that are important, and then we'll move on. So what we're going to start off with is we're going to replace these big 4 blue ones here. These ones obviously illuminated with a blue thing here. There's that one there, that one there, that one there, and that one there. These ones are all a T10 wedge bulb. So I'm going to pluck that out in a moment and swap it out with a LED one that I've got just here. This couple of bit different packs. I got a few different sizes. I got the T3 ones for these ones just along here. I've got the T5 ones for these ones here, and then I got the T10 ones for these ones here. I've got 10 of each of these ones and 6 of these ones. So now I should be able to replace all of those in one go, and then we'll map out which ones I did replace. So this is what your new light should look like after for your T10 ones. That's what you got, and we just bang, whack that back into there like so. Now hopefully I've gotten that run around the correct way. If not, I've made sure to make these ones here around the correct way, so we'll be able to tell, and we'll just pull it back out again and we'll set it up. So that's what we'll do. Cool, now to move on to the T5 bulbs that I want to replace, and then we'll work it out from there. I think I'll leave these ones here as they are. I don't know whether bother with the LED ones there, but I reckon I'll probably replace all of these ones here and all of these ones here. Definitely going to replace in that one. Don't know about that one there, but I'll probably replace that there, that there, and then I'll make selections as to which ones of these I really need to replace. So yeah, let's see what happens. So yeah, I've just whacked a new one of these in here, and these ones look like this. So yeah, whack that back into that hole there. Bam, done, pretty easy to do. Now to move on to doing that one there, probably a couple of ones over here. I'll pick out which ones I need to have done, and then working out which ones I need to do for that. So that's going to be pretty cool, I think. The one thing I have noticed with these little T3 ones here is you're going to need to get a small flat-headed screwdriver here. I would try a Phillips head, but they're a bit, you know, a bit shallow. So just whack that into there like so, and then just a light twist, and then pop it out with your fingers. Once you've done that, making sure to keep it in the correct orientation as to avoid not putting them in there. I'm going to swap these ones out with the 6 that I have of them. If I just put that down like so, they just literally twist back in as replacements. They don't actually have to be removed from the socket or nothing. So yeah, if I just park that in here, twist that back, should be that one feeded up in there instead. So that should all be sweet. That should be done. Alright, so I've just all plugged it all back together now, and as you can see, it's a lot brighter than it used to be. Strangely enough though, the battery indicator is actually like a pink colour for some strange reason. Must be part of the filming or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, I've got all them lights, the normal lights that are all sort of on the dash now. So what I'm just going to do now is I'm just going to screw it all back together, and then we'll do that. Hopefully, since I've got a little bit of fuel left in that, I'm praying that if since I've replaced that LED, it'll just like work after that, but not sure. Either way, it'll happen, so yeah. Alright, so there it is, the finished product. Obviously all the normal lights work as normal. I just wanted to replace those dim as lights with these ultra bright LEDs. They're still dimmable. Like, I mean, I don't know why you'd ever want to have it dimmed at all, but like, you know, that's yeah, that's that. All sorted. Alright everyone, and here is how it looks in the dark. Let's see if Moment of Truth it can fire up. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, too easy. So, for some strange reason though, I swapped over the bulbs for it, but I'll get the brake on the minute. Reverse, you can see that I'm in reverse because of the reverse lights coming on. Reverse, neutral comes on, drive comes on, that's fun. 2 and L, and they're all the same colour, of course they are. I think reverse is normally meant to be orange and park is green. Yeah, all the other lights work as they are meant to, and all that sort of stuff there. The fuel gauge works. I have to run the tank out until I start to see the fuel lamp come on, but that probably won't happen until the E, so that'll be very interesting to see whether or not it does or doesn't. Maybe I'll just have to go back on the inside and have a look and see if the reverse bulb needs replacing itself again. Maybe it's just not quite right in there or anything like that, but I'll have a gander and then we'll go from that. But yeah, it's just troubleshooting from that. I think really, if you don't care about all your like indicator bulbs, like your warning lamps and stuff, you can replace the 4 T10 bulbs with LEDs, and it'll come out looking exactly like this. So just replacing those 4 T10 ones, the large ones on the back, I reckon you'll have a good time changing it to that, because that looks 1,000 times better than it used to. It was real dim and yellow before. You can still dim it down if you want to take it away. It is bright, but I like mine nice and bright. So yeah, nice, good. That's an awesome, awesome update, I think. It looks really good. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Noelsy's Outdoors. This really is a super easy, super cheap, simple mod. You can do it in probably about the space of 40 minutes. It altogether took me about 45 minutes to do the whole job and film. Thanks again, and we'll catch you next time.